Hi guys, isn't it weird how most of the mainstream health advice that we get turn us into mindless zombies, obedient citizens that don't have the energy to stand up for what they believe in and don't dare to do anything different from other people? I wanted to go through some things that I thought was funny and that we've been taught that is just absolutely, unequivocally, 100% totally wrong. So, first, salt. We've been taught that salt is something bad and it raises our blood pressure and we'll get heart attacks and strokes and die within 1 second. That is very far from the truth. What happens with salt is that you raise your metabolism, you increase your energy production so that you can actually make energy, think for yourself, stand up for the things that you believe in. Number two, saturated fats. We've been taught that saturated fats clogs our arteries, raise our cholesterol, and cholesterol is supposedly something bad, and we should avoid it at all costs or we will die in 1 second. We have aspirin is actually a wonder drug, according to me, and it's non-prescription, but no one earns any money if you buy aspirin because there's no patent on it anymore. Aspirin comes from a natural herb that's called willow bark, and it's been used for 10,000 years. Aspirin turns up the function of your mitochondria, it increases your energy production so that you can have the energy to do the things that you want. Coffee. We've been taught that coffee stresses our kidneys and it raises our cortisol and that we're going to be burnt out if we drink too much coffee. That is not entirely true, although it can be true. If you don't get the nutrients, the calories, and the vitamins to make enough energy, coffee is going to turn up your stress hormones. But I think that you should add in sugars and fats carbohydrates, and proteins so that your body can make energy from the coffee that you are using. So there's nothing inherently bad with coffee. Coffee has polyphenols that feed your good gut bacteria. It raises your metabolism, it keeps you awake, it keeps you focused, motivated, all the good stuff that you want. Exercise is there's also there's two sides to it because exercise can be good in moderation, but if you exercise too much, you will burn yourself out, you will increase your need for recovery, and if you're recovering all the time, then you don't have any power to stand up for yourself, do the things that you believe in, create that business that you've always dreamed about. So it's a double-edged sword. Exercise can make you live longer and be healthier, but don't overdo it, and definitely don't run marathons or anything stupid like that really burns out your body. So we've been taught that bacteria and viruses and pathogens are something bad and that we're going to die and get sick if we touch normal regular surfaces with bacteria on them, if we eat fruits and vegetables with bacteria on them, and nothing could be further from the truth because we are made up of bacteria. We have more bacterial cells in us than we have human cells. We have 40 trillion bacteria in our gut, for example, and we have on our skin, in our eyes, in our nose, everything. So bacteria are not bad, you just need to have the right combination of them. And if you're always taking antibacterial soaps and stuff, you're killing off all the good bacteria. So that is just weird. Fluoride, we've been told that fluoride helps our teeth to not get cavities, but that has no scientific base whatsoever. Fluoride is a neurotoxin and it makes you absolutely brain dead, so avoid at all costs. Cholesterol, we've been taught that cholesterol is something bad and it's going to clog up your arteries and get a heart attack and stroke and die. Cholesterol is the precursor to all your steroid hormones. Your testosterone, your progesterone, your estrogen, everything, all the good things that you want. But we've been taught that don't eat cholesterol because you're going to die in 1 millisecond blank. So that is also something that is really weird. And if you have high hormone levels, you're going to stand up for yourself, you're going to fight back, you're going to have the energy that you want and required to do the things that you want. So just weird coincidence that, according to me, red meat, the same thing. We've been taught that it's cancerous, that it increases something called TMAO, that increases cancer, and saturated fats also. Red meat also often includes saturated fats, and saturated fats have cholesterol and so on. And if you have the right kind of gut bacteria, which you will do if you don't use antibacterial soap, you don't increase your TMAO, and therefore you don't increase your cancer risk from eating red meat. But red meat contains all the vital nutrients like B vitamins and stuff that you cannot get almost anywhere on Earth today. So red meat is something that I think that you almost have to have if you're not taking a lot of supplements to get your B vitamins from. So don't avoid red meat. That's a weird myth, according to me. Nicotine has been used for 10,000 years as well. A lot of great writers and creative people have used nicotine to spark their creativity. Many of them smoked like chimneys. And you don't have to smoke like a chimney to get the benefit of nicotine. You can use a nicotine patch, nicotine gum, nicotine spray, and you don't get the 70,000 cancerous substances from using cigarettes. Also, now there are nicotine pouches. They don't contain tobacco at all. They just contain nicotine. So that's a good choice as well. We've been taught that eating a lot of vegetables is good for you, and vegetables can be good for you, but not if you have a bad gut, and it will make your gut even worse. So vegetables will feed the bacteria that you have in your gut, and if you have bad bacteria, you'll feed the bad bacteria, and if you feed the bad bacteria, they will increase the amount of toxins that they release in your gut, and then you get even weaker. And if you eat too much vegetables, those bacteria will grow on the wrong places in the body. And if you don't eat salt, which was number one on this list, you don't have enough stomach acid, hydrochloric acid, and then you can't kill off the bacteria that are at the wrong places. So vegetables is probably good if you are already in perfect health, which no one is, but it's not good for the average human being because they're going to get too much bacteria in the wrong places, and that is going to increase their toxin load by 100-fold. So the gut can be the biggest source for toxins if you have a bad gut, which most people do. And dopamine, we'll be taught that dopamine is something that you shouldn't increase too much, because if you increase dopamine too much, it's going to burn your neurotransmitters in the brain, and your receptor is going to downregulate. And serotonin is the thing that you want, but serotonin is the thing that turns you into a mindless zombie. Serotonin is made to make bears go into hibernation, for example. It slows down their metabolism, it slows down and their brain function and everything that you want to do if you're going to go into hibernation for 9 months. But that is not what you are striving for, I believe. So what you want to do is raise your dopamine, and that increases your adrenaline, which increases your energy production, so that you can go after the things that you want and do the things that you want in life. Dopamine is not something bad, and it's really, really, really hard to overdo it if you don't use amphetamines or heroin or something like that. So virtually everyone alive today has too low dopamine levels because they have too high serotonin levels because of the toxin load that we get exposed to today. And everyone would benefit from trying to increase their dopamine instead of trying to increase their serotonin. And everyone who is taking amphetamines, heroin, coke, or anything like that, they're trying to self-medicate their low dopamine levels. That's why they do it, because they're trying to self-medicate. They're trying to find and they're trying to find a solution to the problem of having low dopamine. We've been taught that sugar, this is actually the last one on the list, so keep with me. Sugar is bad, and it feeds the wrong kind of bacteria in your gut. And I don't exactly know what they say, that sugar is going to mush your brain and make you into a vegetable or something, but sugar is not bad. All organisms on this planet Earth, and probably other planets, live off of sugar. So your bacteria can live off sugar, fungi live off sugar, and human beings and brains live off sugar. So your brain actually need sugar every day. It's that vitally important for your brain to function, to have sugar. And if you don't give your brain sugar, if you go into ketosis, for example, your body is going to make its own sugar out of fats and protein to provide sugar to the brain. That's how important sugar is. So it's weird to me how we've been taught that sugar is something bad for us, and that we should avoid it at all costs, because nothing could be further from the truth. Thank you so much for listening. Please share this with someone who believes in all the common myths that turns us into mindless zombies. And share this on Facebook, share this on Instagram. Check out my Instagram and Facebook, and go to www.clearyourmind.org. Schedule a consultation call, or just talk with me and see how you believe I can help you. Tell me about your problem. I want to know. I want to help you. I have a lot of information that is probably needed to be out there more, because I don't see anyone else talking about it. So thank you so much for listening.